Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Miraculous Ladybug, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hi there.
Finally, we have a new episode of Ladybug, and
Woo!
It is Party Crasher. Maybe not the episode that we wanted in order, but we have an episode from season 3 of Ladybug, and not that it's a bad one. We'll be talking just out of order, clearly, and we'll be talking about Party Crasher that aired in Switzerland this weekend. We are talking the French version, and we have, of note, not particularly great subs to talk about, so I apologize if we mess anything up from the episode. These were the only subs available. Thank you to Scenes Ladybug Instagram on YouTube for translating this episode, because no one else did. So thank you, one person, for doing that. Please, more people sub the episode, but I'll take what we can get. So we are talking Party Crasher. Make sure you've seen it. There is, some version of subs out, or if you speak French, actually watch the episode, and you can, spoilers for that, make sure you've seen it. You can find all of our Ladybug podcasts at overlyanimated.com. Search for us on iTunes, Overly Animated Miraculous, and you could subscribe to our Ladybug feed, or our YouTube is youtube.com/overlyanimated to not miss any of our future Ladybug podcasts. This is a crazy episode. Delaney, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so the episode started off chill enough. It was like, oh, it's just a regular episode, and I was like, it felt a little plotty. We go straight into dead wife, right? Immediately we're like, oh, there she is in her coma in her little weird glass coffin thing, loud life support and then the power goes out, and Gabriel's like, no. And then he's harvesting butterflies or whatever, super weird, and creepy. He's so creepy, but it's fine. And he did this elaborate ruse so that no one would know he was home. And it's really, this is stupid, but it's fine. It's fine. Totally chill. I'm enjoying the episode. And then 30 seconds into the fight, Ladybug gets snatched. And I'm like, what? What's going on? And then Cat is just the most useless human being ever to exist. And Luca, why? Luca doesn't need to be hero. No,
he does.
Why?
He does.
Why? You know what? I understood, why?
We don't know why, because we didn't see his origin episode yet.
I understand that, I get it. We know all the classmates, and we have all these which apparently we just have 9 million Miraculouses. I just thought we were going to stop with, the main kiddos, and then that's not what happened.
Luca is a main character now.
No, he doesn't. I hate him so much.
Isn't he more of a main character than Kim?
But Kim doesn't make me want to, gouge my eyeballs out. And Kim is adorable, and he just wants to swim because he's stupid.
Yes.
Kim is the embodiment of Free. That's who he is. He is just Free, the swimming anime, as a character. That's
Free. I thought you meant the quality of Free.
No, I meant literally the anime.
He is a Free character.
He's literally just Free as a character. I can't really say this episode was good or bad or not. It was just a thing that happened with a bunch of stuff in it. I do think, we were watching it out of order, so I was just what? The entire time. So there's not a lot of time to process or appreciate what's going on. Though we did this is obviously Kim's origin. And that was good. Kim, I think, works really well as the, Monkey King.
Yes.
Akuma, and his Kwame is the meanest thing ever, and I love it. That was great. He just starts yelling at him. It was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all I got for. There was just a lot going on. I say a lot, and that doesn't even encompass how much is going on in this episode. We even have Marinette pretending to be a boy poorly, and just incredible.
Okay, we'll go over all of it. I like the can't even tell if it's good or bad. I feel like that's
it happened. It was a thing. I don't.
That's
even
a very
know.
Sam reaction, but yeah. Okay, April, can you tell if this episode is good or bad?
this episode was very exhausting.
April watching it was like, I'm tired.
I did. I was very tired. Like, I watched it 3 times because I kept thinking to myself, again, we got the episode out of order, but I kept having this feeling like I missed so much in the episodes that I haven't seen. So I'll definitely have to rewatch this episode for a 4th time.
After you've seen the other ones.
After I've seen the other ones, because I was just like, I freaked out too, because, like, we got so many, like, new people, and I was like, why are we just acting like this is a normal thing? Like, and I had a hard time wrapping my head around it, because I was like, who are all of these people? Where did they come from? And how did they get Miraculouses? And, like, Master Fu's just so chill. Like, he's like, places it in front of you, places it in front of you. Like, also, how did those people not see, like, Master Fu just putting those in front of them?
Also,
like,
he dragged that cooler that had sodas
right?
and the Miraculouses into Akuma's lair. I hate him.
You hate DJ Wong?
I cannot. He is. Which now I need to know if, like, that's a thing or if this is just for this episode.
Is that a side hustle for him? Like,
yeah, is that his side hustle? He DJ.
What's his main hustle? He's not making money off this Miraculous gig.
I mean, yeah. Well,
and we know he doesn't go to the doctor.
Yeah, so maybe DJing is his main hustle,
Yeah.
and he does the Miraculous thing on the side.
Yeah, maybe.
That would make sense.
How does he afford to feed all the Kwamis?
They don't feed them. They don't feed themselves. Yeah, where are they getting their food source from?
Yeah, where are they stealing all this food?
How does he get the food to them inside the box?
Okay, this is an early diversion.
It's like, then you just, like, throw it down the funnel, like.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So yes, this episode is very exhausting. I want to say it's good, because I feel like I can't make that call because we're watching it out of order. So, but I guess, I don't know if it was an enjoyable time. I had an experience with it.
It was an experience. Like, there's no context to this episode. None.
Like, even, like, right away, I felt like I was just dropped into something, and also, I forgot who Wayham was, so...
How dare you?
And I was
forgot
when
too.
did Adrien get a twin?
He's an iconic character that's been in one episode, okay? He might have been in the background of the other one, but...
At least Stargirl 13 we had seen in, like...
He is the Starfan 13 of this show, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But we've seen Starfan at least
She popped
8
up a
times.
lot, yeah. Wayham's just, he was prominent in one episode that aired a while ago, but yeah.
He's just creepy because he looks like Adrien.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree that this episode is weird to take in, considering it's clearly out of order. This is the most egregious out of order airing that we've gotten so far with Ladybug, and it's unfortunate, because I think that there's, like, this is cool. It would be cool to see, like, all these heroes and then here's another hero. That being said, I do think this episode's good. I think it's really fun. I had a lot of fun with, kind of everything that was going on in this episode. I think it's like a, Chris Master-esque episode. Like, just zany, my favorite type of Ladybug episode. It's less like random zany, I think, than some of these other ones, but I think, like, this party that's happening in Adrien's room and everyone shows up. I had so much fun with the first half of the episode. And then the second half of the episode, I think, is also really fun, seeing everyone as the heroes. I love the Kim origin sequences and his transformation and him making faces at the Kwami. I think that's, like, really, really good. Kim's, like, yeah, he is a really fun character. And those are probably my favorite parts of the episode, is his, origin sequences. And there's some crazy Hawkmoth stuff in here, like some stupid Gabriel stuff. The episode ends pretty abruptly, I will say. It makes, like, less of an attempt than normal to wrap everything up. But I enjoy this, and I think it's an interesting perspective from seeing all the guys and focusing on them, considering that, to the show's credit, the show is very focused on Marinette, and the last 2 seasons have made a point of always showing Marinette and her female friend group. and that always being a thing. So I'm interested if we found any parts of this boys' afternoon, problematic, if we thought we shouldn't have done this. My initial reaction before discussing it was that it was surprisingly handled okay and was fun. So I think this is a type of episode, a Ladybug episode I love, and I wish we did see it in order, but it was still really fun. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's interesting that you brought up the point about it being like sort of a boys thing, but they never said that it was supposed to be like, this is an afternoon with the boys kind of thing.
Yeah, we got it like once or twice, but that's not like the origin of it, right? So it is interesting, like, why did Nino like sculpt this boy's, was it intentional? Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, granted, I know I think this nuance is lost due to we don't have the quality of sub or in translation that we're used to. So I would say that there's probably because he does very purposely does not want Marinette to know.
Yes.
And
yeah,
I think it's definitely comes off as a boys only kind of thing. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. When you have a show that is focused on Marinette and the girls, having an episode like this I don't think is a problem. It's more of a problem when you have male focus and then you have a one-off, it's the girls thing. That's not okay. This is fine. And Marinette breaks in anyways, because she's ridiculous. And it's not I don't know, to me this is just kind of it's kind of like what Rick and Morty does. They took a concept and then took it to absurdity. Guys hanging out. And then it was just all of the men in Paris show up at this party. And I thought it was fine. And I do think I'm curious if we were to get the dub of this episode, what the dialogue would be. Because Adrien at first is why aren't we telling Marinette? And then here, I thought the conversation between Adrien and Nino was, again, we're watching a translation, and it was a little, I think it's probably him being oh, it's just boys.
Yeah. I could see that if maybe just that got lost in translation, but I don't know, I feel like it couldn't have gotten that lost, you know what I mean?
Well, I just don't think there's no real other explanation for this.
Yeah. I mean,
why wouldn't you tell the girls?
Mm-hmm. Unless, I think it would have been less awkward if it had just been if Nino had just come out and said something along the lines of oh, well, I was just hoping we could have a guys' afternoon kind of thing.
Yeah. Instead of hiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, someone says I think Adrien, is this what an afternoon with the boys is always like? So I don't think, based on what we have, I agree, potentially nuances, but this show doesn't necessarily have the most complex of dialogues. There's a lot happening, but, I think Nino didn't specifically say boys only or anything, but he was for some reason crafting this outing with, only the male friends there. Which I think is interesting. This is one of Nino's most prominent episodes, and definitely maybe the one where he has the most agency. He's really just driving the events of the beginning of this episode. And it doesn't seem like he has any malintent with he just wants to spend time with Adrien. But he definitely does lie. He very purposefully lies to all of their female friends, and he
has excuses prepared.
He comes up with prepared excuses. I don't think Nino is capable of that. But I guess he is kind of.
He's been plotting this, okay?
Out of Kim, Ivan, him. I guess he is the smart one. Max, I feel I guess Max isn't necessarily socially smart, so I guess he's I guess Nino would be the one to do this, but it is pretty funny.
He doesn't even let Ivan answer the phone. He's no.
Yeah. No. He takes all of the guys' phone.
So I think, so it sounds like we maybe agree with me that this episode, having a boys episode is not a big issue in a show which is so female focused, having just a one-off episode.
And they didn't do it they were literally just having a party. It's not like they were doing boy stuff.
Yeah. So I guess the next question would be like, is the way in which they like have to lie and make excuses, does this play into the gender role stuff? Is this kind of problematic in how it's presented? I don't think there's anything overtly necessarily to point to.
Well, the thing is, they're all friends, so it's not like being like, oh, my girlfriend is the worst, I have to lie to her so I can hang out with my guy friends. Like, they're all, literally all friends, and they, honest to God, forgot about the tree thing. And then, part of it also, like, we get to the end, and, Marinette had also lied. So I think that's kind of what makes it, not that lying is okay, but, like, it's not like Marinette also lied to get in, and then
that's the point the episode makes. At the end, her and Nino are like, I think, right, are talking about how they both lied. They both lied for Adrien because they both just wanted to be with Adrien. Yeah, that was a point the episode specifically made at the end, was Nino and Marinette took similar actions.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see any profound, like, bow being put on that. Like, I didn't necessarily see the huge connection.
I thought that was, like, really odd that they were, like, making this huge point about lies. Like, I guess it kind of tied into the villain, but it didn't really tie in. So, that was just, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the episode lacks thematic, like, consistency or thematic, big picture stuff going on.
It's, one of my favorite parts is when Marinette's like, I'm the queen of bad excuses.
Yes.
Which is like, yes, you are. So I think it might just be one of those times where Ladybug likes to try and tell you stuff, but Ladybug doesn't do a good job of it.
It wants to tell you things, but it doesn't know how. It gets lost in translation.
Also, like, the things it wants to tell you are, like, not relevant to the episode at all.
You shouldn't lie to your friends. But you should have parties for your friends who are locked inside their house. Got it.
But you should also, at all costs, protect your secret identity.
Yes, that too.
That's true, tying it to the premise of the show. But yeah, April,
Oh, go ahead.
You didn't find any big takeaways from, like, the excuses parts of the episode?
No. I mean,
it sounded like you were mostly just not clear on how it was wrapped up, I guess.
I guess, like, I didn't understand. Because, like, there seemed to be, like, that focus on, like, the whole lying thing. And so I was just like, okay. And then, like, the way that, like, we went about, like, getting the villain was kind of, like, it wanted to be a part of that, but it just didn't connect for me.
It was disconnected, that's true.
Yeah.
The Mayhem stuff, yeah.
Cause, like, Wayham's whole deal was like, oh, well, you said you were busy and you couldn't hang out with me and you lied to me. And then Adrien's like, well, I mean, they don't even, like, wrap that up. Like, at the end, Wayham's just like, oh, I didn't realize, like,
yeah,
you planned this. Like, what?
Yeah, now that we're talking about it, most Ladybug episodes are pretty carefully sculpted in, like, one or two themes that we're doing that relate to, like, the akumatization and the real life stuff that frames the hero parts, and even the hero parts itself. And not that that's necessarily, like, a thing it needs to do. I think sometimes it comes across a little too simple for a show that's definitely capable of complex stuff happening. This episode, from what we're talking, it didn't seem to have come together with all of that like the show normally does, which is interesting. I don't know how much that hurts it, considering that's not, like, one of my necessarily favorite aspects of Ladybug anyway. Like, sometimes I do think the thematic stuff resonates really well, but other times it's just like, oh, it's like kind of a simple unit here. Yeah. Sometimes it comes across kid showy. Sometimes. But this, which, it is, so it's not necessarily a derogatory thing.
And I also wonder, too, if this is something that gets, like, set up in those episodes that we're missing. Because, like, it just seemed like, again, like, that we were really just dropped into this episode. And, like, we're already touching on, like, this big theme of, like, telling lies and making bad excuses and stuff like that. And so it, like, there's a whole, and, like, we didn't even, like, I guess, like, we kind of got to the part about, like, Wayham not being invited to the party, but in reality, no one was invited to the party. So, I don't know. It just seemed to, like, make leaps and bounds, but then missed the edge of the cliff or something. I don't know.
Well, they just kind of rushed it.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, we want all these things to happen this episode. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we're confused about the framing of the episode. But what I would say is what it leads to is great. So I think it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I think it's more important, like, what the framing accomplishes. So, like, I guess the question would be, like, do you guys enjoy this, like, party in Adrien's room as much as I do? Because I feel like there's a lot of prime comedy here with a lot of people showing up at the door. Mm-hmm. And then Marinette coming and then dancing the YMCA. I feel like all that's really fun.
I thought it was super fun. Also, I just think that it was a lot of fun that, like, they were like, your dad's gone, we're gonna have a party in your house. Like,
yeah, I guess this is notable because he never leaves his house. So this opportunity I've been waiting for.
He didn't leave the house.
But he didn't leave the house. So.
And they're like, we're gonna bribe your bodyguard.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, what do we think of bribing him with these superhero figures? And they keep handing him ones.
I love it.
He just off-screen hands it to him.
Also, they had to spend so much money.
They probably,
right? Also, they had to do a lot of research on that, too, to know which ones he did and didn't have.
I'm just, like, so much more impressed with Nino's capabilities than I was. Like, Nino didn't come across as capable of much at all, but he is so much scheming here in this episode. Like, in a good way, in order to, like, hang out with his friends. I think it speaks well to him. But, like, is Nino just really smart and we never knew it? I don't know.
What? I don't know how I feel about this.
Like, he must have, right? Alia must have a reason to like him, right? Like, so this maybe explains that better.
She's like, this guy is really good at scheming, as am I. I'm down.
Well, just some depth to what's going on in his head, you know? Like, we haven't seen any of that.
She's like, this guy's a mastermind. I need this in my life. Otherwise, I'll never be able to find the true identity of Ladybug.
Oh, wow, that's a good point.
I'm telling you, Alia knows.
Okay, we don't need to get into that. She obviously needs to. Must have known at this point. Okay. I was gonna say that speaking of Gabriel being gone, I can't resist anymore. We need to talk about.
Can we please talk about Akuma?
We need to talk about this scene in Natalie driving with Gabriel's hologram in the car.
Okay, I have a question. How did they think this hologram business was going to work in Tokyo? Like, I'm just super curious. Is she going to be carrying around a handbag with, like, a projector everywhere? Like, what happens if he goes to, like, shake somebody's hand?
Is that the intent? Is the intent for the hologram to go to Tokyo, or is it just he needs to be seen leaving the house and in the car? I think this is one of the most baffling scenes of Ladybug.
Well, they're like, he's going to be in Tokyo for Fashion Week. That's a whole week!
Yeah, that's a whole week of being in the public eye. Like, he doesn't, like, they're like, this room is reserved for, Gabriel Agreste. There's only just an eye hole for him. It's actually part of the vision of this fashion week.
Also, does he need a week to harvest the butterflies? Like, why a week? Why does it matter? You don't leave your house anyway.
There's so many questions, and
He's gonna hang out in the basement with his wife?
Why did you have to? What was this elaborate ruse about?
I think I read it the first time as he was supposed to go to this and then he just didn't want to. So
oh, well, that makes more sense.
Like, it's not like this was set up. It was just like, this was expected of him in his position to go to Fashion Week, and he's just like, nah, I'm gonna send the hologram. Like,
this makes more sense.
But I can't defend that position because it's not clear.
Because then they're like, it's going exactly according to plan. Everyone will believe that you're gone. Why?
Yeah, what plan did you have for this? Like, were you just like, like, that's the other reason why I think that
how is this any different from any other day of the week where you're in your creepy basement lair? Like, how is this any different?
I'm still not convinced the hologram was going to Tokyo. Like, that can't be right. Like,
what was it gonna do though? Like
he can't
like,
bring. What is he? He's a music like artist that gets
Tokyo and it becomes like an international disaster. Like,
what happens if the hologram projector gets like taken at customs? What then?
Also,
well,
like,
I don't know.
How long was this drive to the airport? Because Natalie did not come back.
She must have went to Japan.
The heck?
Is she like, I'm acting on behalf? Well, no, because why go through the effort of the hologram? Was she like, they gonna like have hologram to the hotel room, and then she's gonna like walk around Fashion Week with the iPad, and she's like, Mr. Agrest is in his hotel room, like.
Well, like they do it. She can have her fantasy that they're dating or whatever.
Aww. Does the hologram have a seat on the plane? Like,
yes, it would have
to. I didn't even consider that the hologram went to Tokyo. Honestly, I didn't even think of that, and it just makes it more baffling. But I want to talk about the beginning of the scene is the Gabriel holograms in the car, and Natalie like touches the screen on the car to like realign the hologram, like it's out of alignment. And, like, what?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it's out of alignment in the car where no one can see him.
They can't see through the... I just don't understand any of this.
They could have just driven around an empty car.
Right! Like, she could have just been driving around. She wasted all of that hologram energy that she's gonna now need in Tokyo. Well, like, was she just planning on, like, driving up to the airport, rolling down the window, having the hologram be like, I've changed my mind, and then, like, turn around just so they can say they made the effort? Like...
I love that Gabriel has a hologram because he doesn't want to leave the house. Like, I wish I had that I could send the hologram to work, you know.
Well, didn't we already know he had a hologram?
No. He's always sent Natalie with the iPad.
No,
like,
I mean Hawkmoth. Hawkmoth had the hologram for Heroes Day.
That sounds right. Or he was actually outside at some point.
Well, that was from the like it was an illusion from Lila.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I couldn't.
Yeah, is this inspired by?
This is ridiculous.
He was like, man, that like projected image.
Why do we need superpowers when we have holograms? What?
Right.
What's even the point?
Hawkmoth could leave the tower all the time. Now with the hologram.
Yeah, like what's the purpose? Who's the hologram fooling? Like what's? I'm trying to wrap my mind around this.
Sometimes you just need holograms, man. to convince your son. Also, how did they have the hologram like leave the house and get into the car? Because it seemed very connected to the car.
Well, what they don't have a problem with is like him needing to hug Adrien, because that never happens anyway. So the hologram didn't have to touch anyone.
Like, did he legitimately? Was he like, I'm gonna go tell Adrien that I'm just gonna lock Adrien in his room?
Is it to fool Adrien? Yeah.
I leave?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, Adrien must not have been like out watching the exit.
The hologram leave.
The hologram can't, like, be in other places other than the car. It can't just walk around.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't understand. But apparently, it's going to Tokyo.
Who are they fooling? It's nobody's watching him in the car. Like, okay, we'll come back to this, but I know we've already spent 10 minutes on the hologram, but I need to spend more time on it.
Okay, so he's harvesting butterflies.
Yeah, so we didn't even get to that part yet.
Okay, but how did those... Okay, are there, like, caterpillars that then turn into the butterflies? Because they kind of look like they were, like, sprouting off of a tree. So if that's the case, where did this mystical tree come from that blooms butterflies, apparently?
Why is he harvesting them?
Yeah, why is he taking them, like, cutting them from the thing and putting them into a basket?
It looked like it was coming out of a flower to me, but it might have been, like, a cocoon or something. Yeah, so, okay, here's some clarification from one of Thomas's tweets, since the episode came out. Thank goodness. He says, Akumas are regular butterflies in which Hawkmoth puts his power. They're just a vehicle.
Okay.
Did we know this? Did we know that?
No.
Like, regular butterflies don't look like that.
Yes. Also, they don't sprout from trees.
Clearly these ones do. These are rare white butterflies or something.
Okay,
I don't know.
but we're like the caterpillars.
Did
and
he
stuff.
breed these special butterflies?
We must have assumed that he made the butterflies, right?
He's
through his
like,
powers.
They're
But no.
magical Akuma butterflies. That's
Natalie,
obviously what they
They're
are.
just normal. No, they're normal butterflies that he magic flies later.
Can you imagine him? He's like, Natalie, did my order of albino caterpillars come in?
I think that's exactly what happened.
This
She's
is
like,
ridiculous.
she's like, look, man, you're spending all this money on these albino caterpillars. Why can't we just use regular ones? And he's like, no, they have to be white.
Don't you understand the aesthetic, Natalie? Like, white butterflies.
What?
I like how confused you are at the Akumas being regular butterflies.
This is stupid. I'm irritated.
I think he said this before, but it didn't sunk in until Hawkmonth was harvesting the butterflies.
This is ridiculous.
He's like legitimately harvesting them too. Like he couldn't. Why doesn't he just move those plants up into the tower?
He has a butterfly habitat that he uses for his evil doing. This is terrible.
Also, all those plants weren't there before with his dead wife. There was not that many plants, so he must have planted them.
I think there was he was in a garden at some point. I don't remember if it was in there.
Yeah, no, this is his totally creepy wife garden. Like, this is legit.
Creepy wife garden.
Yeah, I said dead wife garden in the notes. It's like this.
It's literally what it is.
But she's not dead. She's in a coma, apparently.
For the record, everybody listening in at home, we get access to Dylan's outline, and April's like, "Oh my god, can I type in it?" And then April goes in and like does like spell check, and then like.
Oh, is that what's going on? I'm not even.
She just does like corrections. It's great.
Good. Okay. She's in a coma on life support.
Life support.
Oh, I saw that. Okay, I see that addendum. Yeah, I understand that she's not dead. April literally just went through
and edited it. She was like fixing grammar. It was great.
Is this for comedic effect, April, or is it for like OCD? You need to correct like the errors in the outline.
I don't know, but I found another one, so.
Okay. Yeah, I
Honey, you will spend all day doing spell check on him. I just need you to know.
This is a known thing. I don't know how to spell. It's fine.
There could be fun hidden messages. You never know.
Yeah, maybe I'm leaving a code in the outline. No, people want us to go back to the hologram. That's what they know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the people want.
Comment now before you continue the podcast. Would you prefer if we spent the next half hour continuing to talk about the hologram or talked about the rest of the episode? Comment
Dylan,
now.
haven't even talked about space dumpsters yet. How are we going to finish this podcast?
Oh my god.
Car holograms are the new space dumpsters, but no. It's
impossible. Nothing is space dumpsters.
Yeah, okay, first off. So, car holograms are the space dumpsters of this season.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so.
I mean, this is the most absurd thing this season.
Will Gabriel use the hologram more?
But, like, why is it there? Okay, we don't need...
Why are we talking about that and not the real butterflies? I am gonna...
Lady, they're just real butterflies.
Also, while we're talking about stupid things, something that really irritated me is Adrien's like, oh, that's not even the best part of my room. And then he makes a freaking basket. I'm like, yeah, it's cool you got a basketball hoop in your room, and then the piano. And I'm like, the piano's not that cool. Why aren't y'all skateboarding on your half pipe in your room, you loser?
The piano comes out of the ground, though. He's an underground piano.
I wasn't that impressed. I'm sorry with the piano.
I was also really confused why they were all super hyped for the piano. Like, they don't ever hear Adrien play.
Yeah, at least hear him play. Come on, guys.
Play? Like, that would have... Okay, if he had, like, lifted up the piano... Not lifted up, but if it had come up and then he started playing for everyone, that would have been cool. But no, they don't do that. They bust out a vinyl called Station Nation.
Station Nation, yeah.
Also, at this point, they could have just invited the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just would have came. That's fine. Yeah. What do we think of Station Nation, our Village People tribute?
New favorite band.
It was great. I really enjoyed the recreation of the music video.
Yeah, they needed the mustached biker,
and they were like, Marino, and Marinette is so dumb.
Also, everyone, like, hardcore bought into that Marino thing. Like,
I was convinced.
I'm not shocked. They can't see that it's Marinette, and they're Cat Noir and Ladybug.
Yeah, this is on par.
The same. This was much more of a disguise than when they're superheroes.
I heard people commenting that Max actually looks disguised in his hero outfit, unlike everyone else.
I agree.
Yeah, like
I did not recognize him at all. I was like,
yeah, it took me a minute.
Who's this cool guy?
The more advanced hero designs we have, the more egregious it is that people don't understand who Lady Marinette and Adrien are. Okay, back to Hawkmoth. So he's harvesting these butterflies, and then the power goes out, and
you don't have backup generators in your giant mansion?
You gotta have backup generators for the person on life support. Like
for real, you really should.
Shades of Black Mirror. Like, this is what this reminded me of this season. But the power's like on in his room, but not in his creepy wife dead coma garden basement dungeon. Like, right? Like, it's not. it's the power's off there, but it's on in the room, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Also, okay, because what's the name of the robot? Markov. So Markov.
How dare you?
Like, he hacks into the system, and how did he not find any of Gabriel's stuff about?
No, they do. They are like, man, your house has more power than blah blah blah. And I was for his creepy underground lair.
It's for his underground lair and his Hawkmoth tower. Yeah, okay, that was a reference to that. Yeah.
But also, how do you access the power, the electricity, and the power of the building through a computer?
It's a smart home, I guess.
Do they have a smart home?
Doesn't seem like it.
I don't think that. You know what? I don't think Gabriel would allow that.
Markov isn't real. No one has a Markov.
Yeah, so Delaney's place. April, why are you criticizing the logic of this when there's a Markov here? Yeah. It's a good point.
I've accepted Markov.
You've accepted the sentient drone.
But Delaney, you've accepted Markov, but you can't accept the real butterflies?
The real butterflies are stupid. I can't do it. It's dumb.
I thought we'd get caught up on the real butterflies, so I made sure to copy paste that tweet because it's like this is gonna be a point of contention.
I knew you read that tweet and you were like, this is gonna piss Delaney off.
I did think of you with that. I was like, have we talked about this before? I hear Delaney complaining about it in my head right now. Like, we must have discussed this already.
Mad about this.
I really can't remember what we talked about. It's like, this is the 50th time we've talked about space dumpsters. What a shock. Yeah.
April's notes are the best. I just need you to know.
I'm not looking at the notes.
They're so good.
Oh, real butterflies. April's in class, and April must have just been doodling the whole time, and
she made Station Nation gay. That's all that matters. She made it rainbow font.
Required some effort. I don't think there's a rainbow font. I think she had to change every letter.
She did. I watched her do it. It took forever.
This is why I'm not watching. I would be okay. Back to Hawkmoth. No. So he breaks out. Okay, so he transforms in order to break out of the elevator that he's stuck in.
Which was sad when you think about it.
So this is not what your power is for. It's also not for what you do normally use it for.
I still don't understand the power thing, because the power goes out, and then he gets into the elevator, and then the elevator loses power.
Yeah, no, also everyone knows that if the power goes out, you take the stairs.
He doesn't have stairs.
Are we sure the power went out before he took the elevator? It sounds right. Okay.
Yeah, no, because he's like, I gotta go, because the casket turned red, and she was like, oh no.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It went out in sequences. First that one, nah. And then so his impetus for this, I feel like this is much different than normal for His impetus for akumatizing someone is so that he could get someone to defeat the intruder in his home to restore power to his dead coma wife's
that's all he wanted.
Life support. It's not, he doesn't actually want the Miraculouses this time. It's just he wants someone to take care of Markov.
Yeah.
But
that was it.
What was it? There was backup power for his dead wife.
She must have, it must have had some sort of backup power because she would have died.
Red, I thought it was, I just thought it was
I thought a generator kicked in.
Right, maybe it's only a 30-minute generator and something, and then he had to get someone to act quick.
Well, when your dead wife's thawing, you gotta
Or maybe
Yeah.
she just thawed. Is she frozen? Is that what's
Who
happening?
knows?
No.
When your dead wife's thawing.
She's in a magic coma. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a common thing.
Also, what was all that talk about, like, undoing our mistakes and stuff like that? Like, he was being extra.
So this- okay.
To his dead wife.
So we actually get Gabriel talking about his goals, which are what we've surmised already, which is he wants to use the Miraculouses to basically bring back his wife, but it talked about undo past mistakes. Yeah, that was the translation we got.
Because he doesn't talk about bringing her back specifically. He says undo our past mistakes. And so...
Yeah, so we have a good theory about this on our Discord that Whimsically Mused posted just now that said that is it not that Gabriel doesn't want to just bring back Emily? What if his wish is to just reverse, like, go back in time to before he became Hawkmoth, like, get rid of what he did to screw up and go back to make sure all that never happened?
Oh.
Because that's what I would think, because, granted we don't know, but at this point, like, the Peacock Miraculous is probably what put her in this coma.
Yeah, it seems like that.
And so
if they didn't have any villain shenanigans, then it never would have happened.
Right, yeah.
So he's like, take me back before I got greedy and tried to do whatever I was trying to do originally. Which, in theory, could be like a villain's trying to reverse the course of the series, which that's a thing that sometimes happens. Like, we'll have an episode where he succeeds and we go back in time to before the origins or something.
Right.
Yeah, that could be
Which,
cool.
to assume then, like, the only reason we have Ladybug and Cat is because of him.
Yeah. Yeah, because Hawkmoth is like or Master Fu, DJ Wong is responding to the events. Yeah, I think so, of Hawkmoth existing. Maybe? I don't remember if that's exactly what happened, but, yeah, would Marinette and Adrien be, like, they definitely wouldn't be in the position, even if they got Miraculous, they wouldn't be who they are without Hawkmoth. So, like, what would happen then? Yeah. Maybe we get like a Oblivio type episode where Hawkmoth never existed, and either they are or aren't heroes, but they're, like, dating because they didn't have the obstacles of like fighting Hawkmoth all the time, so they revealed their identities much sooner. There's, like, no one to protect, their families from, so they told each other their identities, and, like, they're dating and in love, and we get, like, alternate reality.
I think what it could be is that, we get something like that, but because Adrien isn't Cat, and because he doesn't have friends, he becomes the villain.
Oh.
Yeah. I've seen some talk of evil Adrien or something, too. Yeah.
Speaking of bad Adrien, I wonder if, like, the whole reason why Adrien made a push to start going to school and everything like that was because he became Cat. And, like, he was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, like, I need to make sure that I'm out in case something goes wrong so that I can see it. Because he's not going to know if there's danger or, like, a dangerous situation taking place outside of his house unless, like, he sees it on the news or just happens to go by his ginormous window. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't remember the sequence of events, if we even got one, that he was Cat before he went to school, or, yeah, being Cat freed like certain emotions in him, so he'd definitely be a different person now without being Cat.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine that he, like, no, he would be way different. I could see him being evil if he never, like, went to school or never became Cat.
Pushing the evil Adrien theory. We'll see about that. We were pushing dead Adrien last season, so now it's evil Adrien.
Yeah, I'm not about dead Adrien.
Since we're clearly not going to get dead Adrien.
Yeah, April's disappointed. No dead Adrien. He would have came back to life. It's fine. We still might get it. Akuma still has to make his wish, so that we'll see what happens there. The last Hawkmoth thing to talk about. So this villain, like, actually way closer to succeeding than any villain in the past, like, gets the Miraculouses, just doesn't deliver them to Hawkmoth. So Gabriel, like, almost actually succeeded even though he had no intent of actually getting the Miraculouses this time, which maybe says something about him that, it's not him, and the harder he tries, the more likely he is to fail. I don't know. Like, this is, like, the only time he ever didn't even wanna, he, like, got Ladybug.
That was not even his thing. He didn't even ask for them. He's like, can you just stop this party that's happening at my house? Like,
yeah, that was the original ask.
No, he said, stop this happiness. Also, he can sense happiness?
That's true. I thought he could only sense negative emotion. Maybe the lack of negative emotion cued him into happiness.
But he was able to direct it specifically in his house. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
and also I thought his brooch gave him the happiness signal or something, or sad signal. Was he doing that? I don't remember. Anyway.
Maybe he just told Nuru. He's like, let me know when there's upsetness happening in the world.
He gets a notification when he probably does, right? He probably gets a notification on his phone or something whenever there's someone distressed.
Do you think do you think he uses it like an Apple Watch or something?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like, got a text message,
Someone said, quick.
Someone said, oh, it's just my son.
Oh God. That's normal. Okay, yeah, that's sad.
Don't notify me every time my son is upset.
Yeah, he's like, notifications rarely. Not every time. Yeah. At the end of the episode, we're just beating Adrien up today. This is a happy episode for Adrien. We'll get back to the happy stuff. And then Hawkmoth says, your luck is about to end, and one day I'll be the one that makes you dance your last dance.
Oh.
Good line.
Cool, I guess.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, but we're done with Gabriel.
Does Gabriel like Station Nation? Probably.
That seems like his jam. Except he doesn't like happiness.
That's true. I don't think he does.
Okay. Well, okay, here's we talked about, the excuses. Kim texts Rose. That's the person he texts in their group.
Stupid. I don't know why Kim texted me. That was so good.
He doesn't have a counterpart, in the...
Well, no, because Rose's counterpart is Julica, and she was there planting trees.
Yeah, and Kim's counterpart, I guess, is that random swim girl who's not there.
She was not planting trees. No. She's not a part of the friend circle.
Kudos to Mylene for planting trees.
Yes.
Yeah, good job, Mylene. Talked about the bribing. They surprised him in the room. Yeah, we talked about all that. The boys had crazy excuses. I know all about dumb excuses. I become a specialist since I became you-know-who, she says to Tiki.
He is so dumb.
Dang it.
That was great, though. I think that was, the best self-aware Marinette thing. I was like, yes.
It's pretty self-aware, yeah.
I also really wanted, Tiki to just be like, you know what, you're not wrong.
Yeah, Tiki...
Tiki is just, disappointed. Tiki's just
we need Tiki to roast Marinette more.
Yes, because my favorite is when, Tiki roasts Marinette, especially for her dumb excuses.
She did do a little bit she's done a little bit of it recently. Sassy Tiki. More sassy Tiki. Yes. That'd be good. We talk Markov. Yeah, Markov in this is just ridiculous. So Markov's hacking to raise the volume. And, I want to talk about everyone that comes over, all the people. We see through, the lens of everyone who's coming over to the party. We see, Roger, who, schools them in foosball. See, Thomas is back this episode. He's there for the photo shoot. I thought he's a serious director. Why is he, I guess he could direct photo. I don't know. Maybe he does that too. Now that the Thomas model exists in the show, I think he's going to be in every episode.
I hope so. There's 3 of them randomly in a crowd.
Oh, we have a 11th character model. Wow, we can do stuff with that now. Yeah. It's not that bad, but yeah. Jagged Stone, jumps in from a helicopter.
So does Fang.
Fang, yeah. Sorry, too. Did you add Fang to the list on the outline?
No, but I'm going to right now.
Okay, thank you. I was about to put Fang, and I didn't remember his name, so I didn't put it in. So thank you for that. I'm sorry. I apologize, Fang. Luca shows up. I was so excited.
Are Luca and Adrien friends?
Yep. Well, they're in a band, right? They're in Kitty Station. Station Nation, Kitty Station? Okay, I just connected that. Why do they have all these station names?
Adrian's not in Kitty Nation.
Is he not? I guess he's not. He's a honorary member.
It's Kitty Section. Oh my god.
Kitty Section. Oh, you're right. Sorry. I apologize for confusing
them. This isn't right.
I like the oh my gosh. Adrian's not in it. He jammed with Luca at some point, right? In that first episode. So they know each other.
They know each other. They're not friends.
Well, is Adrien friends with Jagged Stone?
They're romantic rivals. And yes, Adrien is, because Jagged Stone is a famous person and Adrien is a famous person. So
why do you accept...
They're automatically connected.
Why do you accept that, but not that him and Luca could know each other enough for him
They're
to come
romantic rivals.
over? I don't think Adrien knows that.
Yes,
he's too stupid. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know he likes Marinette. It's fine. We're getting there. The best part is when Mayor Bourgeois comes and Chloe's doing practicing makeup.
Oh,
on
that's
him.
good.
He
That's
comes
real
to
good.
hide.
Yeah.
And then later we see Chloe coming looking for her dad to get back to doing makeup. And then after Jean Claude comes, like Chloe sent me to look for him too. That was the best. I love that because it's like Chloe's still like a kid. She's like evil a lot, but she's still a kid. Like she's still like doing like practicing doing makeup on her dad. I also like that they're bonding. That's good.
He's trying, so I guess that's
well.
More
He's trying
than...
to escape, so I don't know about that.
But he would have had to have been hanging out with her in the first place. So he's doing way more than Gabriel has.
Yes, I think we could firmly rank literally every single person in Paris ahead of Gabriel on the father rankings. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think literally Mr. Pigeon is a better dad.
to the pigeons. He came over because one of the pigeons flew into their yard, so we gotta take him back. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, where was Marinette's dad?
I know. Well, he's not. He's
the only person who's busy and has a job.
That's true.
He has to bake the entirety of
Where's just the middle of the day? Yeah. Where's?
Okay, but then the ice cream guy shows up.
Yeah,
like,
Andre.
He was doing his job.
Yeah, he said they called him for ice cream.
Who was
Yeah,
paying
but then
for that?
But then he stays and hangs out and is part of their recreation. So he's who did pay? I don't know. Natalie.
So Roger never does anything.
He's there to he followed a noise complaint, but then stayed and played foosball. So
it's true.
That's not great. Yeah. Okay, that's everyone, and then we get the Marinette coming in. Master Fu's DJ Wong. I love Master Fu's French voice actor. I'm DJ Wong. Wiki wiki wa. Like that was amazing line read.
Also, he was like, "Oh, do I know you?" Like, stupid.
Right?
It's Marinette. Aren't you supposed to be one of the only smart people in the show? DJ Wong. Like,
I'm still not over him opening up. I literally just thought it was the Miraculous. No, he opens it up and there's ice and soda.
Yes.
I brought them. They're in this cooler. Yeah.
I hate him.
Carry that cooler.
I think it's on wheels.
Big as him.
I think it's on wheels.
No, it didn't have wheels.
It's also tiny. How are you so confident it didn't have wheels?
Because I watched the episode like a million times.
You did watch it 3 times.
You
watched it one more. I only watched it twice. I mean, that's good. But I still wouldn't be that confident that it wasn't on wheels. Like that's. I
don't think it had wheels.
Okay, April's certain that it didn't have wheels. Noted.
Fine.
There's a. We were on Wiki Wiki Wa. We have the Station Nation dance. Oh, then we have the press the antecedent for I think that's right for Kim getting Miraculous was he like helps Master Fu at one point. That's it. And
that's all you have to do to get a Miraculous.
That is, you literally just have to help him, and it doesn't even matter if you're an absolute freak and you're hanging out in the bathtub.
Yep, that is what Kim was like. Oh, your bathtub! I'm gonna go swim in it.
Like, right? And the thing is, like, Kim is like, yep, it's like being a fish. And then it's just like, oh, you decided he's the one you're going to give a Miraculous? That weirdo over there? That one?
That one.
DJ Wong is like, look, I'm on the 15th Miraculous here. Like,
my options are not, I have a lot.
Yeah.
I also thought DJ Wong had gotten just really lazy in terms of handing out Miraculous.
he was like, you are the closest to me.
Oh, this kid helped me up. He's right here. Sure, I'll give it to him.
I didn't want to give him a Miraculous, but I'm out of options. Like,
this is my most special Miraculous. I'll give it to Kim.
To Kim, of all people.
I mean, Kim's a sweetheart, but they just...
No. As soon as he gives it to him, he's like, I've made a mistake.
he did say that, yeah. That's true. Yeah, okay, let's get to that. So Wayham is, he's not let in, and very late akumatization, by the way. We had a long pre-segment here, which I think was good in this episode. Party Crasher is a villain. He has disco ball hands.
And an afro.
An afro. He can absorb people into his disco balls, and he can also
anticipate. Don't understand.
But he has a second power. He can anticipate their movements with the disco floor tiles charting out. These seem like unrelated powers to me.
They are very unrelated.
They both are disco themed, but they could have been something else themed. They didn't need to.
And then he makes an airplane.
Does
he?
Why he makes a helicopter with the Miraculouses.
Are we sure he made a helicopter?
Yes. And then Kim turns it into a piñata and then breaks it.
Yes.
That happened so fast. I was confused what was going on.
It was very confusing.
It made no sense.
Okay, yeah. I didn't even note that because I
was gonna ask about I was like, where did the helicopter come from and why? Was he going to helicopter?
I'd have to look back. I assume he didn't. One of his powers is not just make a helicopter. I assume it was something else.
Well, no, because he takes so what he does is he takes the disco balls and because Hawkmoth is like, I give me those Akumas, or not the Akumas, the Miraculouses. And he's like, you got it, party dude. And throws his hands up.
Yeah, legit, he does that. And he's like, here you go.
And then
they take the Miraculouses to Hawkmoth. Oh, I remember now.
Magical disco-y turn into a helicopter. And I'm like, are they gonna helicopter to the tower? Because the tower is just behind him, man. Like, you don't have to go far. This is gonna be really awkward.
I like your passion in retail.
She watched it 3 times. She knows what happens.
I do.
I like that this is the most certain explanation we can come up with is he disco balled a helicopter above their heads to move 10 feet to give I guess that is what happened.
Yeah. I did think it was, but okay, so then I was also really confused because he turned, what is it? Kim turns it into a piñata and breaks it, and I thought it would have been extremely cool if the Miraculouses had fallen down from the piñata, but it was just a bunch of toys and junk, and then that toys and junk turned into pieces of a disco ball, so I was also confused by that.
Well, so I liked Kim's power. It's very nonsensical and super OP.
Yeah, let's get to that in a second. Yeah.
And I guess that's because he was done with it, now he could take it back. I don't know. It took me the rest of the episode to figure out Kim's power.
I still don't know what his power is, so I'm excited for you to explain it to me.
I have the answer from Thomas. I've done the research.
Well, let me tell you what I got from the episode.
Okay, let's do that first. Yeah. Okay.
So they literally say it, but I was like, what? So they're like, I can interrupt. Basically, Kim just messes with Akumatai's villain's powers. He just makes them not work anymore. Which is how he was able to turn it into a piñata. It's kind of I took it as kind of being the ridiculous spell for a boggart in Harry Potter. He just goof, he can do whatever he wants to it, basically. And so, he was being, just because he's Kim, he couldn't predict his movements. But, everybody else had to, dance or whatever and be unpredictable. But because it's Kim, his power is messing up the other powers. Though it looked like he had to touch him, because he threw that, stupid banana at him. But I don't know if he just did that for fun or not.
Yeah, okay. So Thomas says, basically, if he touches you with the object he gets, he scrambles your superpowers. It's a soft mix between Lucky Charm and Cataclysm.
Oh.
So I guess it doesn't destroy it, and it doesn't, what he's saying is, it doesn't destroy it, and it doesn't, I don't know. Yeah. But, yeah, so he got the banana as his object. It's you Lucky Charm for an object, but then he, scrambled the powers from that.
Okay.
Because he hit him with the
banana. Object. Yeah, so it's a goofy bomb.
Okay, it makes sense now that I know what it is, but also, why would you give that to Kim?
This is actually a really, like, powerful Miraculous, yeah.
Yes!
So.
No, it's very powerful.
I feel like this would have been a good one to give to, like, Alia or something like that.
Yes, I agree. Alia's power is, I mean, situationally useful, but, I mean, compared to this, I feel like, it's not as good.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay, let's still talk more about him in a second. Oh no. Don't. April's so hype, I don't want to ruin that.
I don't know that Kim deserves this miraculous.
I mean, he's a sweetheart, you know, like, that's good. He's not a bad person.
Yeah, but like...
In terms of competency, you're saying, like...
Yes, in terms of competency.
They let Kat be a superhero. Just
Savage.
he is not competent.
He's more competent than Kim, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think it's equal.
Oh, no. Okay. The fangirls are... I thought you were a Cat stan now, Delaney.
I am a Cat stan, but he's...
I thought this was the character development. And...
Like, I can be a Cat stan and recognize that he's an idiot, just like I can love Marinette and be like, she dumb. They're both
you're
dumb.
like one of those people that's like, oh, my precious stupid baby.
Basically,
like,
yes.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
Love Cat, he's an idiot. Like, he is so incompetent. That's why as soon as Ladybug got snatched, Master Fu was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
It was like immediately too. He's like, "We're not wasting time. Here you go. Enjoy, everybody."
Yeah. So but first of all, when they're running away from Party Crasher, I like Adrien telling Marinette to hide. That was our frustrating moment, I feel like, of the episode, Delaney. They go separately to transform. If this has happened,
Oh my god, they're in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She ducks behind a couch. I was like, "Are you for real?"
Not even close to figuring it out, though. Party Crasher takes Markov, and the power's restored, and then cut to Hawkmoth being in his lair. So, like, he wasn't in his lair we're done with Hawkmoth.
He unnecessarily went to his lair.
He can clearly conduct business from train porta potties. So, like, you know, he could stay in the dead wife garden. He doesn't need to go to his lair.
He needed a semblance of control.
Honestly, that's probably
it's his safe space.
It's his is not the dead wife garden? That's not his safe space?
No, it's not the dead wife garden. Shockingly.
He's
the
like,
tower.
I can't conduct business in front of my wife. Like, that's just not okay.
Yeah, not in front of my perfectly normal butterflies.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, we're not gonna go back to Hogwarts.
Okay. Party Crasher, Lucky Charm for the cassette, he absorbs him, and then Master Fu's like, Cat, we need help. But then Master Fu just goes around handing out the Miraculouses to Nino.
Because Cat's an idiot and ignored him.
Yeah, it's better he did it himself, because Cat quickly gets absorbed soon. And Nino, Luca, and Max, and he absorbs Cat's staff right away. Oh. Pegasus, Viperion, and Carapace. So we meet Pegasus and Viperion for the first time. Pegasus can teleport. Viperion, who's Luca, has the second chance ability, which he demonstrates. Second chance, and it's great. I was swooning over this.
That's kind of OP too.
Yeah, I assume there's a limitation, like he can only go back 3 seconds or something, but we'll see. We'll see whenever we get to see this episode, whenever we're deemed worthy by the miraculous scheduling gods, and we can actually see what happened before this episode happened.
That would be nice.
It would be nice. And then they just get absorbed, and
I mean, so, I guess if, like, you're gonna show an episode out of order, like...
They weren't helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, like, they didn't really do anything, so this isn't that bad. Like, it could have been way worse. We could have gotten, like, a Heroes Day episode.
Yeah.
Before even getting to see their initial one.
That's true. We could have gotten the finale. Don't tempt it. Also, we have a Ladybug Comic-Con panel coming up, like, next week. We'll see if they show us stuff from Season 4.
They will.
They probably will.
They'll show us Season 5 stuff.
Here are all the cool ideas we have for Season 5. I mean, they would. I mean, we already got stuff from the finale of the season long ago. So they just... I mean, I don't know. Is this a Jeremy Zag panel or is this a Thomas panel? Because if it's Thomas panel, it'll actually be good. If it's just Jeremy Zag, we're just going to show whatever we want. He's like, oh, here's the cool latest designs I saw. I'll just show it to everyone. Also, the episodes... There's
action figures for the heroes you don't know about yet.
Yeah, I mean, that happened.
Here's not the action figure for the new villain. Enjoy.
Oh, no. Yeah, that would be bad. Not that we need to, like, get too much into blame, but this was a pretty bad error. Like, this was the worst out of order we've gotten, and do not tweet at Thomas about this. He's not in control of this. I saw some people doing that. This is Jeremy Zag's fault. Like, I mean, it's clearly he's not in control of it, so I'm not, like, saying, like, he purposely did this, but it's, like, his fault this isn't in order. Also, I don't want to blame any specific person, even though I just did. So it's just like, I don't know.
Quickly now.
it's just frustrating, right? Like, these just shouldn't have been shown right now, and people are upset.
Yes.
I understand that.
Also, if you're upset, don't tweet at people.
Don't tweet it. Don't tweet
one.
it anyway. Yeah, don't
Don't
in general,
tweet at
don't tweet at
people.
people. But, like, we wish the show was run better, but it's not Thomas's fault, so, or anyone on the crew. So, like, don't do that. Then we get, Kim getting the Miraculous. Kim's reaction to seeing, Zupu was, the monkey plush flies.
That was great. And that he was
It
so
me.
It's me.
I'm not a plush, I'm Zupu, silly. And then they just make faces at each other.
Although there's no way
that.
he's silly. He was like, you're stupid. Like, you are the dumbest person.
I love them making faces. That was so funny.
Making faces at each other, like, super productive.
It was great. I don't know what you're talking
I'm so
about.
stupid. I wonder if this was a good idea, says DJ Wong. Yeah. Then he like has a headband
Can
he
you
puts
please
on.
stop referring to him as DJ Wong?
Well, what else would I refer to him as?
I changed it in the outline.
Did you?
Have you really changed it to DJ Wong in every instance? I hate you.
Yeah, I see it.
It's so irritating.
I'm not calling him anything except DJ Wong from now on the podcast.
No.
Okay.
Wicka wicka wah.
Wickle, wickle.
God.
The show's so stupid and we love it.
It just shows the dumbest.
The transformation sequence. That's pretty. I really liked his transformation sequence.
It was short, but I really I liked it. It didn't need to be drawn out.
The music was unique. He's Monkey's theme, and he is like riding around on the staff at the end.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you like it, Delaney? The transformation sequence?
Oh, I did. It was super good. I think it's like one of the best.
I think so too. Yeah. I think they're getting better at it as we're going. Like with these sequences. Oh my god, I can't wait to see Luca's transformation.
No.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god. Oh, wow.
I don't think he'll be on that podcast.
What
I don't
will
care
I
if
do?
Talia and Marinette kiss and Luca becomes a hero in that episode. I can't watch it.
That would be the best, yeah. I need to think of something good. Okay, I don't have plans yet, but clearly I need to have
I
them.
need y'all to know that I was like, Dylan, if you're Luca, I'm leaving right now.
She really did say
I was like...
That was the first thing on the call, yeah. Okay.
if you're gonna be Luca, I'm done.
I don't know what you're talking about. Luca didn't invite us on for this one. We'll see if he does in the future. We talked about his power, and then Marinette, I don't understand how he freed everyone, but, then Marinette's back, and, April, do you have a brief explanation on how they got free?
Through the power of disco.
Yeah, checks out. Okay. And, so the Pegasus takes the stereo from Marinette's grandpa, and then they play
Which was quality.
Yes.
they play the YMCA song.
We saved Paris.
Yeah. This Lucky Charm was very useless, by the way. They only use it to play a song. And so then not that the others aren't, but this had no direct relation to the defeating of the villain. They just dance in an unpredictable way to the song.
I was literally just about to ask, we didn't see the Eiffel Tower. Were we actually in Paris?
What do you mean you were just about? What, did April do something on the outline?
Yeah, April just wrote in all caps,
I was like,
where's the Eiffel Tower?
Delaney, that made no sense without looking at the thing that the listeners don't see.
It's fine. It's fine.
I like where your head's at, April. That's good. Your head's in the right place.
This podcast makes no sense, much like this episode.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good. It's on theme. And
we've had whole things where they've had to rhyme and stuff to defeat a villain, and I'm like, dancing, this seemed pretty tame.
Yeah.
It wasn't rhyme dancing, but there was
random
dancing. I liked it though. I thought this was in tone with the episode. I thought it was fun. I thought it was interestingly presented. It was fast, but it was
this entire episode was a dance party.
Yeah, that's good. Good. And then they breaks the mask and pounds it among all the heroes, even the useless ones, and which I guess is all of them except Kim. When's the Kim spinoff? Because he's the only good one now.
What is Pegasus' power? Isn't it teleportation?
He teleports, yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty OP too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Max
Also,
deserves it.
how many time traveling people do we need? We already have Alex.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Alex basically teleported and went back in time, and that's what these two's powers are. So
Yeah.
it's weird.
They're
Yeah.
absolutely useless.
They're just Alex knockoffs, Bunnix knockoffs. And then they're cleaning before Gabriel gets back, even though he's there. And Wayham's like, "Oh, I'm so happy I can clean with you."
Like,
Adrien.
okay, tone it down, weirdo.
Yeah.
Adrien, you better take out your trash, otherwise he's gonna take it home with him.
He would though.
He would.
Surprised that
See
episode
him,
didn't do
he's
that.
like, "Don't worry, I'll take this trash out to the space dumpster." And he doesn't take it to the space dumpster.
Much like DJ Wong, you have to say space dumpster instead of normal dumpster.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can say. How does one take the trash out to the space dumpster? Do you shoot it into? Did we cover this in that episode? Do you shoot it?
Do you have to like summon it to come back down, and then you put the trash in, and then it goes back out?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's like space dumpster.
Or are there what is it? Are there space garbage trucks? So
I feel like we must have
it
talked
would be
about
a rocket.
this.
It'd be a space.
We had to have said space garbage trucks before, right?
I don't
like
know that we did.
How are we the fact that we're still, this is like the 20th time we're talking about the space, and we still are breaking new grounds on this. Like, this must be the greatest thing in television history, space dumpsters, if like it can warrant this much discussion. It really is. Okay.
It's okay, we can get back to regular butterflies if we want.
No, we're done. Okay, that's it. That's the whole episode. Delaney, what are your final thoughts?
Real butterflies are dumb. I liked the episode. It was fine.
Okay, we wrapped it. I liked it. It was fine. That's good.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the conclusion. That's fair. April, what are your final thoughts on the Eiffel Tower?
On the Eiffel Tower, we didn't see it, so we clearly were not in Paris this episode.
We also weren't in peril. We didn't destroy it.
Yeah, we didn't destroy it. But also, I just want to remind everyone that butterflies don't live very long. So
Did you look this up during the...
I was thinking about this. I was like, butterflies don't live very long. So how often does Gabriel go to Tokyo for fashion to harvest butterflies?
Go to Tokyo, in quotes. Send his hologram.
Yeah, send his hologram. So he can, how many times does he like say he's leaving the house, but he doesn't actually leave the house? And what did he do before he had the hologram?
He doesn't need to tell people he's leaving the house. It's not like Adrien talks to him anyway.
It's not like he talks to Adrien.
Who are they fooling? Right? Like, that's the most baffling thing about this.
Who was the hologram for?
Okay.
Like, no one comes to your house. No one's allowed in. Adrien knows he doesn't get to talk to you. You don't eat with the boy. What's it matter?
You don't eat with the boy. Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Okay, we'll wait. I need to take a drink. We'll wait for the follow-up hologram episode.
Yes.
But that's it.
That's it.
I think this was one of our finest works, if I do say so myself. But we also went long. I see that here. That's good. Let us know what you thought of this podcast at overlyanimated.com on the YouTube comments, youtube.com/overlyanimated. I believe I told you all to comment with something like an hour ago, so we'll see if you do that. Remember when I told people, like, answer 5 questions? I'm not doing that again. And talk with us on our...
We haven't done 5 questions forever.
Is that... You said it like it's a game we do.
I will.
I guess you always answered it, so you remember.
That's true.
Yeah. It says it has been a while. Talk with us on our Discord. I referenced our Discord and comments from it on overlyanimated.com/Discord. And support us via Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, James, aka Ironwood. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Beatrice, Hugh, and Michael. Check out other podcasts at overlyanimated.com, including Final Space coverage, Fruits Basket coverage, Young Justice coverage, and more. But nothing has holograms in it. Actually, Final Space has holograms.
I was like,
in it.
Final Space has
Yeah.
holograms.
That's true. We talked about. Okay, I shouldn't say that. But okay.
Nope.
Nope. That's it. Thanks, guys. I don't know. Anything else? Any last comments? April, what are we doing with the outline?
I stopped making changes to it.
Okay, we're done with that?
You weren't looking at it, so
Delaney was looking at it.
I did thoroughly enjoy it.
I'm glad.
Okay.
We should do this more.
Okay, now we'll do this.
Okay.
We'll do this again next time. Whenever we see the finale next, because that's probably what'll happen.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. See you guys whenever the next Ladybug episode here is. Probably in a month or whatever. Who knows?
Or tomorrow, who knows?
Really?
Who knows?
Honestly, could be. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.